Ever wondered about the vast universe we live in? Let's start with our own solar system. It's a spectacular celestial neighborhood full of planets, moons, asteroids, and a star we call the Sun. But which of these celestial bodies is the largest? Yes, you've got it, it's Jupiter. This gas giant is so massive that over 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. Moving on, let's talk about a planet that's captured our curiosity for centuries. It's often seen glowing red in the night sky, earning it the nickname the Red Planet. Can you guess which one it is? That's right, it's Mars. This fascinating world is home to the largest volcano and the deepest canyon in the solar system. Isn't it amazing how much there is to learn about our own cosmic backyard? Remember, the universe is full of wonders waiting for us to discover. From the cosmos, we move to the living world around us. It's a vibrant, complex network of life that's absolutely fascinating. Let's start with something basic, yet essential to the existence of life on Earth: photosynthesis. Can you tell me what process plants use to make their food? That's right, it's photosynthesis. Now let's dig a little deeper. How about the organ in the human body that's responsible for pumping blood? No, it's not the brain, it's the heart. The heart is an amazing organ that works tirelessly to keep us alive and well. All right, here's another one. Do you know what we call animals that eat both plants and animals? Yes, you got it. They're called omnivores. From bears to humans, many creatures on Earth fall into this category. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about water. Can you tell me what's the process by which plants release water vapor into the atmosphere? It's called transpiration, a vital process for plants and for the Earth's water cycle. Now let's get a bit more microscopic. Do you know which part of a flower produces pollen? It's the stamen, a vital component for plant reproduction. And speaking of reproduction, it's not just plants that have fascinating processes. Do you know what's the outermost layer of the Earth called? It's the crust, which is home to all known life. Here's a fun one. What gas do plants take in during photosynthesis? If you said oxygen, you're not alone, but it's actually carbon dioxide. Plants use carbon dioxide and sunlight to create oxygen and glucose, their food. And finally, let's end with a big picture question. What's the name of the galaxy that contains our solar system? It's the Milky Way, a galaxy filled with billions of stars just like our sun. Life in all its complexity is truly a marvel of nature. Now, let's explore the physical world that governs everything around us. It's time for some queries on physics and chemistry, the fundamental forces that shape the universe. Here's the first one. Do you know the state of matter that has a definite shape and volume? It's one of the first things we learn in elementary science. The answer is a solid. Solids are unique in that they retain their shape and volume, unlike liquids and gases. Next up, what's the unit used to measure electrical resistance? This one's a favorite of electricians and physics students alike. It's the ohm, symbolized by the Greek letter omega. Moving on, can you name the force that pulls objects towards the center of the Earth? It's something we experience every day, yet often take for granted. It's gravity, the invisible force that keeps us grounded. Now let's delve into a bit of chemistry. What is the process called when a liquid turns into a gas? This is a process that's happening around us all the time. The answer is evaporation, a key part of the water cycle. Here's a slightly tricky one. What type of energy is stored in food? This energy fuels our bodies, helping us to grow and move. The answer is chemical energy stored in the bonds of the molecules that make up our food. And finally, what is the process of a liquid turning into a solid called? It's something we see every winter when water freezes. That's right, the process is called freezing. And that wraps up our quiz on the physical world. Physics and chemistry might seem complex, but they are the fundamental building blocks of our universe. So, next time you see a solid object, remember the forces at play that give it its shape. Or the next time you enjoy a meal, think about the chemical energy you're consuming. It's all part of the fascinating physical world that surrounds us. Finally, let's return to our home planet and then journey beyond. Let's dive into some quizzical questions that will take us from the depths of the Earth to the farthest reaches of outer space. What causes the seasons on Earth? Is it the distance between the Earth and the Sun, or is it something else? Well, it's actually the Earth's tilt on its axis that changes our exposure to the sun's rays, creating our distinct seasons. Now, what's the outermost layer of the Earth called? If you guess the crust, you're absolutely correct. It's the part we live on, and it forms the continents and ocean floors. All right, let's take a leap to outer space. Which planet is known as the Red Planet? It's Mars, named so for its reddish appearance, caused by iron oxide or rust on its surface. Now, can you name the galaxy that contains our solar system? If you said the Milky Way, you're spot on. Our solar system is just one of hundreds of billions in this vast galaxy. And the largest planet in our solar system, do you know what it is? It's Jupiter, a gas giant that's more than twice as massive as all the other planets in the solar system combined. What about the process by which plants release water vapor into the atmosphere? It's called transpiration, a vital part of the water cycle. And speaking of plants, which gas do they take in during photosynthesis? It's carbon dioxide, a gas that plants convert into oxygen, which we breathe. Finally, what's the process of plants making their food using sunlight called? It's photosynthesis, a process that not only feeds the plant but also contributes to the oxygen we breathe. Our Earth is just a tiny speck in the vastness of the universe, but it's a speck filled with life and wonder.